Hey guys, how's it going? Matt here with another episode. This is my friend Zach. We are in San Diego right now, and you can see our reflection of our asses in the windows behind us. Let me do that. There we go. Anyway, Zach was one of my first friends in Ningbo, China, and like how long have we known each other?
Since like 09 maybe?
Yeah, jeez. Yeah. Long time,
long time. Well, today we're in front of one of our companies, Uramco Safety. We make ram fan portable ventilation equipment for firefighters, oil and gas industry. And today we're going to be looking at some new products, which are really exciting. As a lot of tools in the fire industry are going battery power and electrifying, there's a challenge to keeping them charged. And so we have a sub-brand called Kraken Power. And we're going to show you some nice lithium battery, inverter, and charging solutions for that.
We're going to release the Kraken. That's what we're going to do. His company is able to like straddle both countries and use, you know, the opportunities in America and the opportunities in China to work together, you know?
Yep.
Pretty cool. Show us around.
All right, let's do it.
So yeah, this is a bit reverse, right? This is the testing area.
Yeah, testing and some electronics assembly. All right, so over here you can see brushless DC motors and controllers for some of our battery fans. This is where it all gets built and assembled to prep for production out in the factory.
You wouldn't think about it, but in the fire industry, the revolution of batteries is like really amazing. It opens all sorts of doors to opportunities to ventilate. Like a lot of his stuff is designed to pull smoke out.
Batteries, just like in everywhere else you read about with electric vehicles, and batteries are getting everywhere.
Yeah.
They're lightweight, they're portable, they allow use of the equipment. There's no carcinogenic emissions, you know, for the firefighters or any users to have to breathe in. But in the firefighting industry in particular, it's very tough. You need top level durability, you need waterproofing, and at least in fans, where you're running, you know, by 30 to 60 minutes on absolute full throttle at, you know, 1 to 2 horsepower range, it develops a lot of heat. And so we've developed special battery packs to be able to manage that safely and build proper equipment that's designed for the job.
E-engines are sort of just starting to...
In its infancy.
It's coming, but most engines that are out there right now are not really designed in order to support an entire electrical system. Nah. And so that's where you come in.
Most fire apparatus in the United States are built with very simple low voltage 12 volt systems. These new battery powered rescue tools, battery powered fans, thermal imaging cameras, even some SCBAs all have rechargeable lithium batteries now. All of those require about 2 to 4 hours to recharge. But your time in station is not sufficient in all cases to actually recharge all your tools and get them back in action.
So you need the engine to work with you.
Yeah, right now fire apparatus are basically just a big toolbox that do nothing to support the tools other than carrying them. Right? And so we've developed a whole line of systems now under our Kraken Power brand to provide continuous onboard AC power. So no matter where you are, whether you're on scene, en route to the scene, at the station, or either grabbing a coffee or at the local supermarket, you're continuously charging with AC chargers on board, which are typically much faster charge time than their DC counterparts.
How long have you been in business?
My grandfather started the business in 1970. My dad took over in the 80s, and so we're a third generation company.
What about in China? How long have you been doing business in China? All that whole time?
Yeah, we've been doing business in China since the late 90s probably, when the market really first started. I personally moved to China in 07 to originally work on some supply chain stuff, but then we realized after the 2008 earthquake in Sichuan, the budget really opened up in China, and we started selling more American-made goods in China than we made there.
Where would you find these, and what is this?
Tunnels, large buildings, schools, auditoriums, subway stations, airport terminals, any large stations. In America, we deliver a lot to fire departments around Amazon distribution warehouses, but any large building, really. Yeah. Machine's always cool to see.
Yeah.
One of our 12-inch impellers for our explosion-proof 12-inch confined space fan. We machine everything in-house. We bring in raw castings, machine it all in-house to our specifications. You know, our quality management system is audited by the U.S. Navy every year and to very precision standards. Since the late 80s, we've been making damage control fans for the United States Navy. We have a very special 10-inch axial fan that spins with pressurized water input at over 9,000 RPM to produce enough pressure through the duct to remove superheated gases from lower decks all the way up to
9,000 RPMs is like...
It sounds like an F-16 taking off.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty cool stuff.
You said it was like the most powerful impeller.
Yeah, for its size, it's the most powerful water-powered axial fan in the world.
Now, some of the stuff here is actually cast in China and brought here, and then individuals here are you know, doing the finishing touches and bringing it all together and making it work.
So this is a motor shaft for one of our battery fans. Again, you know, everything made in-house to precision standards when necessary.
Is that made in-house? That's an in-house product?
Yeah, no comment. Yeah, sure. We're the only fan company in our market, in the firefighting market in particular, that manufactures our own impeller blades. So we actually engineer the airfoil shape, which is aeronautical engineering, and in this case it's a hybrid design where we have these clamping plates. We have customizable hubs based on the motor or engines that we're putting on. We can quickly you know, assemble to any blade motor combination.
Yeah, Zach's dad actually does the engineering on all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's his specialty.
yeah. Depending on how long the impeller is, or what purpose it is, or
exactly
what sort of housing you have it in, it might change the actual airfoil of the fan. Okay, so this one has.
There's a good comparison. Yeah. So based on the application of the fan, whether you need high flow or high pressure creation, and obviously the diameter of the fan, you need different impeller shapes, different airflow characteristics.
What are these brass? Oh, those are the welds?
Those are steel rivets. Just high-speed manufacturing.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. Aluminum rivets tend to get very soft, and these you don't want it flying apart at 3,000-4,000 RPM.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go check out the Octapower. Octapower. So in Holland, where most of our power electronics are made, they pronounce our brand name Kraken. It sounds cooler in the way they do it.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I actually, Zach sent me out to Germany a while back to produce a little series. Could I share that video these days? Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share a video I made for Zach a while back in Germany. That was fun. That was a fun trip. All right, what do we got here?
So this is a big 28-inch grill, a safety grill for the front of our trailer-mounted fan. These are air straightening vanes. So what they do is they take as the fan blade spins, it's spinning the air and pushing it out like a cone shape, which actually reduces the total throw distance.
Forward momentum.
Or how far the airflow will go at high velocity. And this puts it into a jet stream and allows you to blow air, I think this one up to 30, 40 feet down the road.
So how much of your stuff is battery operated and how much is still gas? Would you say mostly is still gas?
No, it's mostly electric in some form. But once you go above about 2 horsepower, you can't really do battery versions anymore because the batteries get too big. It's too heavy. It's no longer portable.
Okay.
But next year we're coming out with a 5 horsepower brushless motor, and we're trying to eliminate gas engines completely. We want to go completely zero emission, and it's really for the benefit of the firefighters. They don't have to breathe in the emissions and whatnot, and it's also super lightweight, so it's great. But in order to do that, you need some serious battery power and inverter on the truck, if not a generator, for a true gasoline replacement. Like this fan here is a 5.5 horsepower Honda engine. 5.5 horsepower is a lot. And you can't really beat gas in terms of energy density, but we can reduce the weight by about 50%. This is about, let's say, 90 pounds. I can get that down to less than 50 pounds. In an electric, same power, but it's got to come from somewhere. And unless you're willing to carry 100 pounds of batteries, with our Kraken power lineup, you can power an electric version of this for over an hour, which is plenty for firefighting.
Yeah. Those are some nice casters, man. Holy cow.
The cast iron hubs in there, just the wheels alone add 32 pounds. This is our 3 kW Octapower unit. Down here is 400 amp hours of lithium batteries.
12 volt?
12 volt in this case. You can also do 24 volt. This is the battery module, and this is what we call the power module. Basically what this is it's an integrated module for a generator replacement. You want to get rid of the emission exhaust producing generator on a boat, fire apparatus, an RV, an ambulance, whatever. It's about roughly the same size as a similarly sized generator. AC/DC charger, so you can plug in your shore power and charge up your battery bank. Also a DC/DC charger where you can charge from the alternator or solar panels for, you know, on a van or a boat or something that has solar. And you also have a 3,000 watt inverter on here. And it's all pure sine wave, so you can use it with sensitive electronics, variable speed motors, and stuff like that. The real advantage of this is for truck builders because everything's integrated. You don't have to do any connections other than connecting the two boxes, putting AC in from shore power and AC out to all of your outlets and all the compartments. We focus on like commercial and industrial applications, and we use a system architecture approach. So all of the components are actually speaking with each other and telling each other the status of the different components and adjusting the performance accordingly. There's also a 6 kW, a 14 kW, and for you big boys out there, a 32 kW model. For example, a recent project in the UK on medical trailers, like with MRIs and X-ray machines, and you can do it completely zero emission.
You can do an MRI machine off of one of your. Can you put a 32 kilowatt in the van, in the Yeti?
If we take up the entire.
What would I need? What would I need? How heavy is that?
You might need a second van. Just for that.
Yeah, just tow it.
Yeah, so www.krakenpower.com.
Yeah, he's got an interesting operation. You know, I've seen, you know, your operation and things in Ningbo. You know, so it's kind of neat to join the two parts together and see.
Yeah,
the
so
complete
Ningbo's
picture.
a critical support operation, a two-way support operation. Some of the parts that really you just can't find a lot of certain types of industry in the United States anymore for a million reasons that I won't get into here. So we do make some components there, we do some castings and some injection plastics. But our biggest market in China now is developed where we import from German pump factory, or here we're at the American fan factory.
Yeah,
and
it's really an international operation.
Yeah, we're very globalized.
Yeah.
And we also have a significant operation in Europe, as well as a distribution warehouse in Dubai, mainly for oil and gas.
Yeah, Zach, Annie, and I, and his wife have always been pretty close friends in Ningbo, so it's nice to come out here and see him. This is a really good example of how a company can cooperate with multiple countries and help everybody. Like, it's a successful American company with positioning in China and Europe, all working together to supply products that really are important. I mean, these things are integrated into systems that help to ventilate and provide a safe situation in an emergency situation. And there's all sorts of future stuff happening here too. Every time I hang out with Zach, my brain gets full of interesting new ideas, and it makes me feel like I need to try a little harder. Every time I meet you, I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Life is short, my friend.
No rest for the weary. Those are all your fans.
Yeah, in early 2021, Huntsville, Alabama Fire and Rescue, they ordered a large number of battery fans, and they're charged with protecting the Space Center there, which is actually, you know, NASA's headquarters in the South. Very important piece of infrastructure, and they chose our fans to equip all their trucks.
You're part of a lot of important systems out there. I mean, you know, you're keeping the flames down in a lot of places.
Just trying to build good fans.
Cool. It's always nice to hear the stories of the people that you meet, especially in China, because there's always people that are like, how much time normally would you spend between China and America?
Do a quarterly trip.
Yeah.
So once every 3 months, probably for about a month. But
and now
30% out of
And how long has it been since you've been back to China?
2019
Jeez.
December.
Yeah, he's chomping at the bit to
I'm
get back
anxious
there.
to go back and travel everywhere, actually.
Yeah. I've introduced you to Zach and his company. I'll leave some links below if you're interested. Check them out. It's cool stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for coming.